North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, has been a subject of international concern due to its secretive nature, authoritarian regime, and numerous allegations of human rights abuses. While it's important to note that information about North Korea can be limited and sometimes speculative, some aspects often considered as the dark side of North Korea include: Authoritarian regime. North Korea is led by the Kim dynasty, with supreme authority held by the supreme leader. The country operates under a highly centralized and authoritarian government where political dissent is not tolerated. The ruling regime tightly controls information, and freedom of speech and expression is severely restricted. Human rights abuses. North Korea has been accused of widespread and systematic human rights abuses by various international organizations and governments. Reports suggest instances of political repression, arbitrary detention, torture, and public executions. The government is also criticized for its treatment of defectors and political prisoners. Totalitarian control. The North Korean government exercises strict control over various aspects of its citizens' lives, including their daily activities, access to information, and even their appearance. Citizens are subjected to constant surveillance, and any perceived deviation from the state-sanctioned behavior can result in severe consequences for individuals and their families. Political prison camps. There have been reports of the existence of political prison camps, Kwamlaso, where individuals deemed disloyal to the regime or engaged in anti-government activities are reportedly sent. The conditions in these camps are said to be harsh, with allegations of forced labor, starvation, and systematic abuse. Limited access to information. The North Korean government strictly controls the flow of information within the country. Access to foreign media, including the internet, is highly restricted. The state-run media serves as a propaganda tool to promote the government's narrative, and any unauthorized access to outside information is considered a serious offense. Nuclear weapons development. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons has been a major source of international concern. The country has conducted several nuclear tests, which has led to increased tensions in the region. The international community has imposed sanctions on North Korea to curb its nuclear ambitions. It's essential to approach information about North Korea with caution, as the closed nature of the country makes it challenging to verify facts independently. International efforts continue to address the various issues surrounding North Korea, with ongoing diplomatic negotiations and discussions on denuclearization and human rights. Censorship and propaganda. The North Korean government strictly controls all forms of media, including newspapers, television, and radio. These are used as tools for promoting government propaganda and fostering loyalty to the ruling regime. The state controls the narrative around the leadership, presenting an idealized image of the ruling Kim family. Criticism or dissent is not tolerated. Economic challenges. North Korea faces significant economic challenges, including poverty and food shortages. The country has relied on international aid to address these issues, but the distribution of aid is often controlled by the government. The emphasis on military spending, including the development of nuclear weapons, has diverted resources away from addressing the economic needs of the population. Dynastic rule. The Kim dynasty, starting with Kim Il-sung, has maintained a dynastic rule with power passing from father to son. This dynastic succession has created a unique political system centered around the Kim family, fostering a personality cult around each leader. Isolation and lack of diplomacy. North Korea's foreign policy is characterized by isolationism and a lack of diplomatic engagement with many countries. The regime's provocative actions, such as nuclear tests and missile launches, have strained relations with the international community. Juche ideology. The Juche ideology, often translated as self-reliance, is the official state ideology of North Korea. It emphasizes the importance of independence and self-sufficiency. However, critics argue that it serves as a tool for justifying the country's isolation and autocratic rule. Military-first policy, Sungun. North Korea follows a military-first policy, known as Sungun, which prioritizes the needs of the military over other sectors of society. This has contributed to the development of a powerful military while other aspects of the economy may suffer. Family separation and defector challenges. The strict control on movement and information has led to family separations, with some individuals defecting to South Korea or other countries. The process of defection is dangerous, and those caught face severe consequences, including imprisonment or execution. Sanctions and international response. In response to North Korea's nuclear weapons program and human rights abuses, the international community has imposed sanctions on the country. These sanctions aim to pressure the government into changing its behavior, but they also impact the general population. It's crucial to recognize that information about North Korea is often difficult to verify independently, and many details are based on defector accounts, satellite imagery, and diplomatic statements. The situation in North Korea remains a complex and sensitive issue, with ongoing efforts by the international community to address various challenges. Cyber warfare and hacking. North Korea has been implicated in various cyber attacks, including hacking attempts on other countries, financial institutions, and even entertainment companies. One notable incident was the 2014 Sony Pictures hack, which the US government attributed to North Korea in response to a film that portrayed the fictional assassination of Kim Jong-un. Information control and internet restrictions. Internet access in North Korea is highly restricted and primarily available to a select few. The intranet, known as Kwangmyong, is a closed network that offers a limited set of government-approved information. Most citizens have no access to the global internet. Famine and food insecurity. North Korea has experienced famines in the past, particularly during the mid-1990s, which resulted in widespread starvation. While the situation has improved since then, food insecurity remains a significant issue. The government's focus on military spending and political priorities has at times come at the expense of adequate food distribution. Public executions. There have been reports of public executions in North Korea, often carried out for offenses such as attempting to defect, smuggling, or watching foreign media. These executions are meant to serve as a deterrent and to reinforce the government's control over its citizens. Forced labor and human trafficking. There are allegations of forced labor practices in North Korea, both within the country and involving North Korean workers sent abroad. Workers are often subjected to harsh conditions and have limited freedoms. The income generated from these overseas labor programs reportedly goes to the government. Nuclear ambitions and diplomacy. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons has been a persistent international concern. The country has conducted multiple nuclear tests, leading to heightened tensions in the region. Diplomatic efforts involving countries like the United States, South Korea, China, and others have aimed at addressing these concerns and denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. Military provocations. North Korea has engaged in various military provocations, including missile tests and artillery drills, which have escalated tensions in the region. These actions often lead to international condemnation and increased scrutiny. Education system and propaganda. The education system in North Korea places a strong emphasis on political indoctrination and loyalty to the ruling regime. Children are exposed to state-approved ideologies from an early age. Schools also play a role in promoting the personality cult surrounding the Kim family. It's important to approach information about North Korea with a critical perspective due to the closed nature of the country. Defectors, satellite imagery, and intelligence reports contribute to our understanding, but the lack of independent verification makes it challenging to fully grasp the extent of certain issues. Ongoing diplomatic efforts and international cooperation remain key components in addressing the challenges posed by North Korea.